So it has started recording. Now we are official. So now SQL. So we're going to continue using the SQL now. And one of those things we're going to look at, I want us to look at the same website I was using last week to continue, and then we'll now move to dates after that. So we'll use dates. So if you go to the same website we went last week, so I'll put it in chat box here. If you can see, I'll paste it in the chat box for us to see. So I've sent it now. So in this case, you can click it and go to the same website. So that's what we're going to use to practice. If you can see it, then that's fine. If you go to the chat of this Zoom, and then you'll be able to see it. That's good. All right, trying to check. Are you there now?
Yeah.
If you are there, let me know. Okay. Because that's what we're going to. We want to continue, then we'll now move to date and so on and so forth. So here they don't explain date very well. That's what we said last week. So I'll click home. So we'll continue. I know we stopped at where or so. And no, I think we stopped at logical operators. So we're going to use and. We're going to use and. Remember that we already created database to practice this last week. You know, when we start copying a long code like this, and then we paste it inside the SQL. So we created a database called HR or something like that. So if you click here, you will see HR. Yeah, this one. If you remember, you should have your HR database on your system. So what I'm going to do now is that we're going to continue on that note. So we still want to query. So you right click on this, and then you will now click new query. So you go to the website on that page, the same page. Now we want to practice and. Recently I told you and is like an operator as well. And you can use and or. I think we did one example. So if you can tell me what's the difference between and or. So and we always fulfill a condition where everything is always true.
Yes, fulfill both.
Fulfill both. Why or we fulfill a condition whether any one of them is true. So in this case, we are using and again. So most of the time they use and with certain things like that where we have where and everything. So most of the time we have where condition. So you could see here in this the example, they say select first name, last name, job ID, salary from employees, where the job ID is 9 and salary. So now what we're going to do is this. What is happening is that I want to know what is happening inside the company, the employees. I want to know their salary. I want to know everything. So what I will do is that I want to know. So we'll first copy this and twist this, okay? So we all know this, but the purpose is and their salary is more than, is this more than? No, less than 50,000, isn't it? So I will now go to the same place, copy it here, paste it. Then it runs this. Did you see it now? But the purpose, because we already know and where, then we are using and now. So this and is fulfilling a condition where, so that means that if I use this alone, if I say, let me cut this, look at what will happen. It means it's saying where job ID is 9, it is more than that. But because I added another condition, and that is, it's not only that the job ID is 9, but also their salary is less than what? It's less than 5,000 or so, whatever I say, 5,000. So if I click it, oh, it's more than 5,000. So this is greater than, sorry, what am I even doing? Yeah, it's less than 5,000. So it's less than, so that means that the salary, where the salary is greater than 5,000. So and then it gives that. Now, another thing we can do, can we use or? If we try to use or, let's try or. Look at it. Why did it give all this value? Now, the value is going for different type of things. It is fulfilling number one, job ID is equal to 9, or salary is greater than 5,000. In other words, it's trying to say that where salary is greater than 5,000, list it. And also, so it's like it's fulfilling both conditions. So or and they are, it's easily, I don't know how to put it, but it's easy to identify it, like when you want to use or and, but it's very important, when we try to use hand and or. So that's what I would say. I hope we understand that. So I can twist it and say, okay, when salary is less than 15,000. So if I give it, no, let me use it. And when salary is greater than, so that's it now. So when salary is less than 15,000, so that's it. So that's the answer to that now. So you can twist it and so on and so forth. So what about if I wanted to say and, look at what I'm doing, and, see what I'm doing now, and like, remember, I want the first name to start with, where the first name starts with D. Only first name starts with D. So what will I do? I can even say it is less than, let me say 4,000. And the first name starts with D. What should I, can we remember what we'll put there? Is it D percentage, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. And then we execute it. No, we didn't get it right.
There are two hands, isn't it?
It said incorrect city and net like, so we didn't get it right. I don't think we have to use like here, but it should work. So what do you think? Who can suggest for us?
Can we
So
have two hands? You have hand at the beginning. Job ID equals to hand.
so hold on. Let's do this first. Where like, so if I say where like D percentage days, okay. So what is the command we use for like D? Do you think this is how we use it then? Or it has to be percentage D? Which one? So I've forgotten. I want people to remind me. I don't remember. So should we go back to our stuff and get it to done now? Where like, so it's saying our command is wrong. So where? We use something with like, isn't it? So we go to wildcard. So that's sometimes you get stuck. You want to find out how to, get the problem. So I want to go to like now. How will I find the problem? So SQL like, I can just go here. Say I want to find the problem. Expression. So when it starts with Kim, begins with Kim, so we want D. So expression like. So we didn't put the variable. Did you see? Where first name like. Okay. So that's it. Please, we should go back to the video probably. So I will now say where what. Which one are we going for? I'll just say where first name starts with what? Where's first name? Like. Yeah. So basically everything about scripting is you have to make research. It's not that you're going to remember everything or so. Do you get what I'm trying to say, sir? So anything that, or that's it. And then I'll say and what am I doing? Where first name? Like, so I'll now execute it now. So you say it doesn't start with D. Are you telling me no first name start with D? Really? You can highlight part of this alone and say execute rather than everything. You'll be able to know what is going on. So one first name start with D. But is it less than 4,000? No. It's not less than 4,000. Okay, let's say it starts with probably L. Let's see what's going to happen. Because I don't know what's in the database, so I'm just trying to guess. So why is it not working? You know why? Let me remove this. Salary. Where first name? Even though it start, are you telling me nothing starts with first name L here? Less is there, 17,000. So where are we missing it? Who can tell me, please? Where are we missing it? Supposed to execute it. Why? I'm having problem. I don't know why. So let's make research. This is one of the troubleshooting because I don't know. I just don't know why it's not working. So I want to find out why. Why is it not working? Because it's where this like it starts with DA. To find whose name begins with DA, you use the pattern. And we said the name begin with L and we quote it, but it's not giving the answer. So what's the problem? What do you think is the problem? Do you have any suggestion? Why it's not giving the right answer? So if I remove these, so let's start it. Where first name like. So now why is it not working with the other one?
It's strange.
Okay, so let's do it again. And oh, the reason why it will not give answer is because it doesn't fulfill the condition. Because and suppose you say or job ID is less than. Is this less than or equal to? That's what I'm wondering. Is it not less than? Hello? Is this not less than? This is greater than, isn't it? This is greater than.
But Chukwudi is talking, but I don't know what happened to his voice.
Okay, let me see. Oh, maybe is this not greater than? This is greater than. Job ID is greater than, isn't it? 1,000. So it's fine now. It's or job ID is greater than 1,000. So if I say less than, so the problem is because it has not fulfilled all conditions. And that's why it's giving empty, it's giving two of these. So if I say 11,000, let me see. It's going to bring few because it has, you see, it's giving error. Oh, sorry. It can't give error. So these two, it means that 6,900, L, there is L, but I'm wondering why is this is strange. You know why I'm saying it's strange? Because I'm saying, give me where everything is starting with L and job ID is, it is greater than or less than because I'm kind of confused now. This is less than 11,000. So I wonder why their query is acting that way. So I'm supposed to give these two where this thing is this. So I don't know why their database. Let's done with it. But and we always fulfill all conditions. And but all we fulfill both conditions, independent of the. So the query we say select this like L, or if it doesn't meet this condition, select this as well. So if both are correct, it will bring everything together. So that's what is happening. Okay. So now to confirm it, I'll just say I'll remove this first. Look, how many results is here? We have 40, isn't it? Now if I put that one back, hold on. Let's see what we are doing. it brings 2, isn't it? So if I now say this or first name like, it should be 42. So it's 40. No, it doesn't matter because the L1 is inside this as well. So that's why. But all will always be, but if I say and, it will be reduced because it's looking for everything. There's a noise in the background. Oh, sorry. So if I do this now, it should be fine now. So 2 of them because and is reduced. Let's move on. I'm a little bit slow tonight. I don't want to be fast too much. Sorry about me slow. Then we move to, I think we talked about is null last week. No, in is very important for us. But I spoke it last week. Now, the purpose of using in is this. For example, I wanted to select only particular values here. I can say where job ID in. It will select multiple, I will say 3, 5, 6. It means where job ID is 3, rather than say and I can use in because it is a common column name. Do you see it? So if I run this now, it will give me those job ID with 3. There's no, okay, there's 5, there is 6. Do you see it now? 3, 5, 6. Then if I want to order it, you can simply say order by what? You can say order by B. Which one? We can say job ID as well because I want it to be ascending, so I don't need to do that. And I'll run it again. It's going to rearrange it. But the purpose of in is to categorize a column ID, you understand? To just filter through the common column. So I don't need to, it's still going to give you the same result. If I say job ID equal to 3 or job ID, it's still going to be the same thing, equal to 5 or job ID equal to 6. So if I run it, it's still going to give the same thing. Do you see it now? It gives the same thing, isn't it? So you could see or now is the one giving the condition, isn't it? It's giving the condition. So it's or is like, I don't know, but we all understand or, but I don't know how to put it, but you can understand it now. That is the same thing as the in now that I did, but it's better to always write in. You can't be, for example, you want to write so many code, you can't be saying or. You can use in as long as it's the same column. So I can say in this because they are multiple. I can just say in 3, 4, 5. Okay, and that's it. Okay, so that's all. So 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 3. I think I used 3, 6, 5, something like that. So it gives 8. So that's the answer for that one. That's how to use in. Okay. The next thing we're going to do, I'm trying to look for, if you can, because I don't want to close this SQL. I'm opening and closing. I don't like it that way. So another thing we're going to do is, if we can go to, we have tried like, so we've used it a lot. Not, we've used it. Yes, we need to use this. We have to try this as well. Now, this one is about, for example, I want to select employee ID, this first name, but I don't want to name it as first name. I can say select first name as, so this alias. Can you see it now? Sorry, because I'm moving screen, so I'm a little bit. So in this case, SQL alias allows you to assign a table or column temporary name during the execution of a query. So in other words, if I want to select employee ID, I don't need to name it. I can say employee ID as. employee number. Do you understand? So it's not, you don't need to give it a particular name that is already in database. You can change it. So I can say select first name as name as first name like this. I can say last name as surname. Okay. All right. And then I can say execute. You see now it changes it here now. Now, what is the purpose of this alias? Like the purpose is because sometimes if you're writing long script, it's good to give them that name so that you can easily identify. And then sometimes if you have complex code, it's always good to use it. It will help you to manipulate certain things in the database as well. So it's a good practice. As later on when you start scripting, it's always good to use this. Okay, that's what I would say. So it's easy to use, but it's always good to get used to it. As you could see what I did now, rather than having underscore this thing, I just say as surname, job ID as job number. You know, you can do anything you want to do with it. Do you want to ask any question?
Yeah. What if I want to split two words? I want my alias to be two words. Like
Your what?
if I want my alias to be in two words, like first and name, I want to split it. Put a space. If you put a space between first and name,
It depends. In Oracle, it doesn't allow that, but in SQL, it can allow it. Sorry, you have to quote it. Sorry.
you have to quote it. Yeah.
In SQL, you have to. In SQL, it will allow it, but in Oracle, it won't. Okay.
Yeah. In Oracle too, you have to quote it.
It doesn't work in the latest one. It works sometimes, but when you are doing certain things, it gives error. If it works, because I'm still working on Oracle project, we are trying to know why. If you quote it, it works, but I just don't know why. Which SQL and Oracle are you using? Are you using developer? I'm using the latest one, 12C.
Developer, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but for us, it's not working anyway. But it's not always good. Just let me tell you now, in Oracle, to always have space, it will always put underscore. So if you look at it, the Oracle will make it compulsorily or underscore. It's always good to rather make it underscore. The reason is because it's confusing for Oracle. Okay, so don't put space. Basically, if you are writing scripting or something like that. Okay, for column name is fine, but for other things as well, like alias, like you understand what I'm trying to say. So it's not, you can Google it. I Google it as well. It's like, what's all this nonsense? Because I don't really like Oracle anyway. So, but I use this for all the total projects I'm doing, which is, do you understand what I'm trying to say now? So it's not good for Oracle. Like for now, I can put space in SQL, but for Oracle, it's just, but I don't normally put space in things like this, you understand, unless it is specifically by end user that needs it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say now? So it's not a good practice. Let me put it that way. Okay. So it's always good to put underscore and everything like that. But if end user needs it that way, you can design it for them. Though it looks nice like this and everything, but for me, do you get what I'm trying to say now? So space is not always good. But as you
Okay.
But a good practice, just an advice, don't use. But we can even look at it now. Let's do it because we are learning together today. So I'd rather show you now so that people can learn as well. So let's go and say Oracle space in column name. I'll just type it so we'll see what people say. You can quote it, which is fine, which is said. So let's see what the people say. Is it possible to create a table column containing space? So how can I create it? It is possible, but it's not advisable. I think that's what I read then. You need to enclose the column name in double quote, which is this, but it's not advisable. But note the warning in the documentation. Oracle does not recommend using quoted identifier for database object names. This quoted identifier are accepted by SQL Plus, which is SQL Plus, but they may not be valid when using other tools that manage database object. Okay? So the name will be case sensitive, and you will have to enclose the name in double quotes every time you reference it. Did you see it? So when you are writing complex scripts, you have to now start writing exact Do you see what I'm trying to say? You have to now start writing exact, probably capital letter and everything. So it's not advisable. I hope it's okay now for you to see now. Okay. So that's what I would say. That's my advice. Okay. So let's continue. Now in your this thing we have already done that now. We have done, what do you finish now? We finish alias. Let's go to inner join. I know we have done inner join before, but it's better to practice it again. So click inner join your page. If you can click inner join. Inner join. Is everybody there for inner join? Okay. So for inner join, let me bring it here so that people can see what they said in inner join as well, because we're going to do a lot today. All right. So inner join is here. We already know inner join. Inner join is a common a common feeds between two tables joining together based on their common ID. So for example, I want to join A and B together. What is it here? 3 and 4 is the common one. 3 is here. 4 is here in A and B. So they have it. And they have 1, 2. So I want to join them together. What will happen now? If I join them together, it's going to bring only 3 and 4 because I'm only doing inner join. The output will be inner join. Inner join simply means bring all that is inside both, not everything. So if 3 is common, take it. If 4 is common, take it. If 2 is common, take it. But unfortunately, 2 is not common. So 2 is removed. 1 is removed because it's not common. 5 is removed. 6 is removed. Is that okay? So that's inner join. So we're going to practice it now with our database we have now. Okay. So we want to join. They said they want to join department. Now, I like the way they did this one. In fact, it's going to help us to understand inner join more. The first said they want to join one table first. This is first table. Okay. They are selecting this table now. 1, 2, 3. So run it. If you are there, let me write this way. I don't like. So who can tell me how to hold this thing? I want to make sure this screen is together when I'm working. How can I do that? Who remember? There's a way to do it though. So will I hold Alt click or Shift click? Can you remember? Okay, let's copy and paste. I'm not enjoying this. Okay, execute.
Let's quickly Google it.
Okay, that's good. Let's Google it. That's good. So it's possible. I know you have to hold control something, but let's do it now. Okay, let's do it. I want to, what should I say? I want to have 2 screen on laptop. Abi? No, I want 2 windows on top.
On one screen.
Okay. So let's see. That's it. So I think we use this one. One of the things I like is that I know how to Google problem and all right. So you have to be smart at doing things. Oh yeah, I forgot. So let's do it. What is it?
So that's the smartest way to work.
Yes. Allows you to view 2 windows side by side window without having to manually size it down window. Smart window is also useful if you don't want to use Alt tab. Okay. Okay. Click and drag on the title bar of the first window. Okay. And drag on the title bar of the. Okay. And then So your mouse pointer hit either left or right of your screen and let go of the window when you see the outline of the. No, I don't normally do this then. That's absolutely funny. I have never done this before. I normally do something. You hold it, something like that. We may have to leave it because choose the other window you want to view on the side of the first window here. This is too much. Who want to be doing all this thing?
Okay, we find that ourselves. Just
Okay,
yeah, that was
let's
what I meant.
let's leave it for now. Not how I do it. Okay, let's continue. So in this case, we have it run now. So we ran this one now. It's giving this now. Sorry. Let me remove this. We have already finished with this. It's disturbing. So we have this now. This is the first table. Now, what they are saying now is that the first one is run now, which is the first table. Now, we want to run the second one now. This is the second one. Now, what they are planning to do is for us to join the tables. I know this is my first table. When I run this now, it's giving this. Now, we want to now do inner join from both now. So we already know that we have employee. Don't worry about this. We already have employee database. We already have what? We already have, which one is it? Department database. Now, in both cases now, I want to select each column based on, so I'll copy this and then start explaining because it's better for me now rather than moving screens. So now, oh, sorry. I know I did it last week. Okay, it's better now. Can we still see the screen? That's how I did it last week. So rather than stressing myself, is that okay for us now? Can we see the screen, please?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah. So it's better this way. I want us to see things clearly. So I'm trying to. Okay. So now, this is the second one. I'm running it now. So if I run it, this is the second one now. Did you see? I first ran the first one, which is department ID is here. Now, I like the way they did it. You know, you can run, why I like Microsoft, you can run things at the same time like this, boom. See, you can do that in Oracle, don't worry. But look, this is the first one, second one. Now, what they are trying to do here is to let us know that we can do inner join. Oh, sorry, they have already done the inner join already. So I copied the inner join here. So this is what happened. The first name, the last name is in the what? Is in the employees table, okay? But if you look, employees.department as well is in now. Remember, if you remember in our lesson, I said it's always good to use the schema in the beginning. Now they try to differentiate because the first name and last name as department ID. And sorry, the employees database as the department ID. Department also has department ID. To differentiate them, you have to use their schema. Or you understand what I'm trying to say? So employees dot. So rather for you to not confuse, it's better to start with employees dot. You understand what I'm trying to do now? Rather than, so it's a good practice, especially if you have large database, okay, where you have so many databases piling up and they all have schema. You understand what I'm trying to say? So it's better to use this one. Employees, so I'm rewriting them, okay? So it means this one belongs to employee database. Do you see? Then department belongs to department ID, which is this one. So now, but the reason why we are doing this is for one reason. Now, the reason is for us to have inner join. Now, if you want to do inner join, you first say from employee or from department. You can use either. But when you say employee, I can interchange and say from department. So I can cut it. It's still the same thing. I've explained before this type. So I can put employee here. It doesn't matter. So, but the main thing is that it's inner join employees. But remember that the column is from both tables. So from department, inner join employees on. So you must always use on department ID equal to this, okay? Where employee ID, now they are now giving us complex one because we are started using where. So can we, do we understand before we execute this? Do we understand what I'm trying to do? I change it, but it's still the same thing. I'm trying to explain to us that first name and last name and department ID comes from employees. Why department ID and department name comes from what? Comes from departments. So let me just put this one. Department name. That's how it should be. A good way of writing programming is to put the schema there, okay? So from department, which is department table, and then employees, okay? On, that is, I want you to select this column, first name, last name, department ID, based on what is common through department ID. So department ID is what is common between both already, okay? So now what is going to happen is that if I execute it, if it finds anything that is in department ID that is 1, it's going to what? It's going to find what is department ID that is 1 in employee, and then any row that is there that belongs to first name, last name, department ID is going to bring it out. So when we execute it, it brings this. Now let's look at what happened. I will say as here so that everything will be easy. As employee, because this one belongs to ID, I can leave this one as department. So if I run it now, I will know that this 3 is common. So the first name here, do you see what is happening now? What is common between both Dan and Rafaeli? 3. Alexandra. So everything is here. 1 is also common. 2 is common. So what is common is 2 is common, and it brings the last name that is in that row, marketing and everything. Now suppose I want to change everything now. I want to change everything. I said, okay, I want to use right join. Look at what will happen. Right join. Right join. So I want to ask you a question. What is right join? I explained. Who can remember what I said about right join? If you can explain. Right join simply means that the table, the second table, I said the first table is the one that you first mentioned, which is the left, because we normally write from left to right. So I said the left table is the first one, and the second one is the what is the right one. So it means that it's going to find what is common between them, between the two tables, department and ID. After that, it's now going to add everything that is in the right table, that is everything on employees table, because employee now is the second table. It's going to now put other things that is in employee and put it there. So if I run it, it's going to increase. So it's still the same thing. Right join. So it means there's no common, everything is common between both. So if I say left join, the same thing is going to bring everything that is in department and add it together. So if I don't want only where employees, I think that one is not good. Let's remove that one. It's limiting the power of inner join. Inner join. So everything is common based on this one. So it means that it has common thing here. Don't worry about this database, because it's a small database. We are using it for practice, so you might not see the flavor of everything. But if in large database, you'll be able to see other things. So if I say right join here, I want to see if it's going to make difference. It's not going to make difference because they only have department ID as the only private key. I said private key. Is it private? Primary key there. You want to ask a question? Any question?
No.
Okay. All right. So I'll keep going. Let's keep going. All right, this now. Let's go to right join so that we'll establish the same thing. Right join is the same thing here. Look at what they did here. Right join 1, 2. Did you see it now? 3, 4 is common. And then it brings everything in the first table. Did you see the left one is the first table? Here is the first table. 1, 2. It means after putting 3, 4, it brings the data or all the data in hey and put it to 1, 2 and join it what you have bring out. So that's left join. For right join, it's the same thing. You are going to bring 5, 6, 3, 4. But full outer join or full join, it's going to bring everything together. Okay. So these are the 4. Yeah. You want
Michael, see,
yeah.
I didn't get that right join thing. Please, can you
Okay.
come again?
Okay, no problem. So the right join, let's go back. Did they even give right join here? Okay, right join is available, but they didn't give the example here. I'm trying to see if they put it there. But okay, they will put it here. Don't worry. I think it's here. It's the same concept in this left join. Yeah, I said the first table is A. Suppose you are writing your script, all right, and I said that your script you started with. You know that your table has you have 2 tables. You have employees table. You have department table. You know that employees table has first name, last name. You know department has department ID, and when you are writing your script, you will know in your in your head that the first one is probably you can decide that employee is your first table. Okay, so if you say employee is your first table, you want to bring you are thinking, oh, everything I want to do inner join, but after doing inner join, I still want all the data in employee. So, and I'm considering left join. If I'm considering left join, I will say left join. I'll have to change this and say employees, because employees will be the first one I'm writing first. It will be my first table left. Did you see now?
So in our mind,
Yeah.
we should think that we are counting tables from left to right.
Left to right, based on what you want to write.
Yes.
You get what I'm trying to say now. Yeah. So that's the essence of everything. So in my mind, I think, oh, after I've done the common thing here, 3 and 4 is common. 3 and 4 is common. I still need the data in A. So my A is now my what? It's now my left join. It's going to be left join because I'm considering A. I can say, okay, but if that is the case, I can reward it. Yeah.
Michael, A is the table.
Yeah.
Now,
B is another table.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4 are like column names, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like column. So it's like header column. So the header column is going to bring, but everything under the header column will now show up. They are just giving this as an example. So you could see that this one, first name, last name, is like this one as well, but it will now bring everything. That is the feed. These are the feeds. This one here are the feeds. Everything here is feeds. Okay. These are column header. These are rows and columns. These are the rows here. Okay. And columns. Are you okay, Dami? If you need more example, let me know so that. Okay.
Sorry, so the department name is the, should I say for this one now, the department name is what is left from the left join?
No, department name is just a column name now. It's okay. Let me show you this thing. Department is the table. They are comparing 2 tables now, employees and department. You see, this department name is a column name. So department dot column name. Okay. Table
so
dot
department name is a column header. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a column header.
Yeah. So department itself, it's a table name. I'm just making it clear to the sister Dami. So
okay.
Okay, I get it now. Thanks.
All right. Okay. So when it's, even though it's called column header, everything that is underneath will now fall. When you now query it, everything will now come under it because it's trying to find everything in there. So the department now, in this case, because I say from employees, it means that this is the first table I'm writing in my script. I'm trying to use left join because I'm querying everything. I'm trying to bring what is common between employee and department, but I still need some of the data that is in employee. So because I wrote employee first, that would be left join. Suppose I change my mind and I said, okay, no, I only want everything that is in department with the inner join, with what is common. I'll just say right join because I'm thinking, no, I need every data that is in department after the common. Do you understand what I'm trying to do now? So I'll change my mind. So it means right join. Right join simply means I'm looking at the what? Department after the common ID has been extracted out. So 3, 4 is here. I've already gotten what is common between both. But now, because I want other things from department, it's going to give me 5 and 6 rather than 1 and 2. Because now I'm thinking, no, I want 5 and 6. Do you get what I'm trying to say now? So that's the essence of that. Don't worry, you practice more in scripting because that one you'll be able to say, how am I going to solve this problem when you're doing it, and you get used to it. It's not a magic, you will get used to it. Don't worry, relax. All right, okay, right. All right, let's go. I don't want to be fast today, so I'm trying to. Let's do group by. It's very important we do group by because you can't do without group by. So we want to group. So what is the purpose of grouping? Grouping simply means that we want to group categories. We want to group certain things based on their numbers and everything like that. So we use grouping today. So let's group with inner join, as they said here, so we'll be able to understand. It's better to group. But before you can use group, you must know about aggregates. I told us about aggregate values then. It's very important because if you don't use aggregates, you can't group. So for example, you have male and female in class. You can't say I want to group male and female without doing the aggregate. You have to count first. So I have to count the number of male first and say count male, count female, then group by what? By male or female. So you understand? So for example, they may have let me put it that way. They may have let me give an example. Let's say they may have sales in January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, up to December. I can say, and they have different year. I can say count the what? Count the month, group by month, or count the year, group by year. So aggregate is using counts, average. So you have to use aggregate values. So that's why they were using aggregate here first. Okay. So we're going to start with that first, group by. Do you want to ask any question? Ding, ding, ding. So let's start with group by now. So execute. Now, look at what happened. They counted employee ID is what? Is head count here. 1, 2, 6, 1, 7, 5, 1, 6, 3, 6, 2. They counted all the head counts here, all the employee. For department ID 1, people that have department ID 1, the only person that have department is 1. The people that has department ID 2 has 2 head counts, okay? That is their employee IDs 2. So let's say, let me rename this. It's okay this way. 3 is 6. You see now, that means that the people in the department that has employed in that place is 6. People with department ID 4, they have only 1 person there. 7, you see now. But now it's because of grouping. If they don't group it, see what will happen. If you use count, you have to use group. That's why. So if I remove this, see what will happen. So that means everything here. You see how many 9 here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, sorry. Let's order by so that we see how they group it. Order by departments. Now let's count it now. So let's count. We have how many? Let's do how many? 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means that we have 7 employee with what? Oh my goodness. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. I want to go back there. We have 7 there. Okay, we are okay now. What have I done wrong again? Count employee ID. Did I do anything wrong? No. Oh. So look, 5. You see 7. I counted 7. So it has been grouped. That is, it was counted 7 and I grouped them. So if you don't group, you can't use count. You have to count and group. I can say average as well. It's still going to work, but it's going to give me average is not realistic. It's only count that is realistic. You see what is happening now? Average is not realistic, okay, in this case. So you have to think before you use aggregates. It must meet a particular thing before you can say average is trying to sum up everything, but it's not realistic, isn't it? So that's the, so you must know what you want with your database before you start querying. It's not that it's going to automatically work. You must know what you want and then you start doing what you want to do with it. If I'm right, okay? So good. Now I will talk about exist here. SQL exist is like when you start, because I don't want to introduce us to exist now. Exist is more of subqueries, an advanced one. For example, I want to select something inside another thing. I can select a database based on what now this is where SQL is more complex for people that are coding it. And if I say we should do it now, it's not going to make sense because you will see what is happening here. Select all these things from employee. Now, what it's trying to do here is that where exist. So the English is explanatory, like if this thing exists, if this employee ID, first name, last name exists from this condition, from this where exist, then bring it out. Okay, so they even say the following statement: find all employees who have at least. So for now, I'll leave it for now because when we're doing subquery, we're still going to do topic called subquery. Subquery simply means that we are going to be now going deep onto SQL script. So we'll leave this for now. It's better that way. Now it's going to disturb our flow for now. So I'll leave that for now. Now we want to do create table today. Manually, we want to do inserts today. We want to do updates today. We want to do delete today. So we are going to learn how to insert. We're going to learn how to create. We're going to learn how to update. Okay, where is create table? We must learn how to do that today. It's a must because it's going to help us for other things. So can we start today by creating a table? So we want to create a table, please. Let's start. I want you to create a table yourself. So now, last week, I want you to first manually create this thing they said here. So I want us to practice everything they said here. So we'll do it together, okay? Let's manually do it. I want to create a table courses. You don't want to use script first. So I want to create it. And I told us initially, can we see my screen, please? If you can see it, please. Hello? I'm trying to make sure everything is aligned. I don't want to script it first. So I want to teach us how to create table first manually, and then we'll now create it with script, okay? So I'll call it courses_manual, okay? Then you will now use this script to, I'll tell you how to create it, okay? So you go under this HR, you see tables here, you say, right click, it say new table. Did you see what I'm doing now? Okay, so now I'm creating it now. My column name now is what? Course ID. Did you see it now? I am this how you design database. You think, oh, I want course ID to be unique. I want it to be a primary key. I want it that anytime people register on my database, I'm just giving you an example. It's going to automatically assign them a primary key, that is an ID, so that anytime I want to look for them in my database, it is unique. So that's why we have auto increment here and primary key. So what I'll do is that I'll call it column name. I'll first call it so let's call it what am I doing? Have I renamed the table? Let's close it. I've not given the table
We've not given it a name.
Yeah, new table. So how will I give it a name? Who can tell me how to give it a name, please? Because I've been doing scripting a lot. So what should I do? I want someone to guess for me. There is a way to do that though. How should I do it? Before it was not like this. So how will I do that? Anyway, let's continue. So I'll first give it course ID. And then data type. What is data type? Integer. It might be, this one is character, numeric, but we want integer. Yeah. So I'll use integer. So int, okay. Then do I want it to have allow news? You could see the second one, not new. Now, allow news simply means that you can allow it to be blank. Anyway, it's a primary key. So if you say it's a primary key, it will not allow news anyway. Primary key should not allow news, but I'll just leave it that way for now. Okay. So you will see what will happen. Now, let me select primary key now. Let me say it should be a primary key. So do you know how to give it a name now?
The table.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I want to give it a primary key now. So we want to look for primary key. So please tell me what I should do. So where is the primary key? Who can tell me?
Properties.
Properties. Yeah, this is the properties here. We are doing it now. So where should I find the primary key?
Text.
Is it this one? No. So where is it? We are looking for it though. Here it goes. Yes. No.
No.
Okay. Integer. Perfect. So let's look for any other properties. I don't think that we need any other properties here. So I'll now leave it that way. So that's done. So let me see what's here. Nothing. Then the second one is course name. So I can say course name is basically you can use text or number, mixture of both. Where is it?
String. Or
Yeah,
a varchar.
yeah, varchar. That's what I'm looking at. It should be there. Okay, let's use 50. Okay, not news. So that is, it should not be empty. Okay, it's okay that way. Okay, I've done it. So if I do it now, yes. So I'll now give it a name, okay? So the name is what? Courses manual. Sorry, I don't, because we're still going to use that to create script. So now we now have it there now. The table name is now here. So if I refresh, it should be there. So that's it now. We've manually created it. So if I want to go back and check what is there, I can look at keys here now. Sorry, columns. Look. No. I can right click it and say modify or properties. Anyone you want to do. And then you can modify. I don't think it's editable now. So course ID now. Modify. So I can modify it if I want to. I can change the name if I want to change the name and everything like that. Whatever it is, I don't know. Or I can change this one and say. So if I say unique identifier, it means primary key. Oh, it's saying it's not allowed. Okay, don't worry. If I want to make this one unique identifier, like auto increment or something like that, like this one, I can say, let me say ID alone, and then say unique identifier. So I say unique identifier now. So click save. Let's leave it for now. Database is rubbish. Okay, so I want to check something first. Now, if I want to create this one now manually, I can create it this way. We haven't finished, you. If I create this now, it does it. Sorry. Is that auto increment? So I'll remove it this way. Normally it should work that way, but I don't know why it's not working that way. So there's nothing like auto increment primary key then. Again, they have removed it. So primary key is enough. So you just have to be aware what your stuff can do. I think this one is, this website is for MySQL probably. So that's why I remove auto increment from there.
But we can set it ourselves, can't we?
Yeah, you can do it yourself, but it's always good now to know how to script it as well. So
How we want the increment to occur.
yeah, it should be, but I think it's a command. So if you want to go
Okay,
to
brackets.
something like that, I've forgotten
For
how
instance, 1, start from number 1 and increase by 1. 1, 1 inside brackets. So start from 1 and then automatically in 1 increment at a time.
yeah, you can do that as well. Yeah.
Yes. So it knows to
So,
order them 1.
well, we are going to do another one now. Which one? So you can say date or anything you want to do as well. I want to show you something, the correct way of doing things. So SQL primary key, I think we are done here. I want to show you something first. Sorry, I'm looking a little bit tired. Constraints. So we're still going to do this then, probably. We need to do constraints as well. We have to do constraints. So let's continue with create table. I'm trying to be slowing down. I think I'm fast. I'm watching the video again. I think maybe I'm fast. So I'm trying to be slow a little bit, which is okay. So we have created table now. Now, the next thing we want to do is to insert into. and then update. We want to insert, we want to update. So let's go to insert. I hope we have insert here. We have created. Do we have insert? There's no insert here, Jesus. Okay, here is insert. So we want to insert into the table. So insert into, then, but I think we have already explained it before. You have to know the column name you want to insert into, the table name, and the values you want to put there. So they gave an example here now. For example, they want to insert into dependent. We have dependent here. So you first write. Do you want to ask any question?
No. No.
Okay. So for example, this is dependent. We already have columns here. Department ID, first name, last name, relationship, and employee ID. So I want to insert more into it. I can say, remember that in this website, we copy a long code to create this table. That's what they did, you know, to create this database for us. So I want to create this now. I want to insert into. So I want to insert to this place. I know his first name, his last name, the relationship, the employee ID. Now I want to insert. Now suppose I said last name, this one should not be there. It will give error because it has to be accordingly. There are fewer columns in the insert statement that value specify this because we are inserting into not equal columns. So it has to be equal columns, the same order of things. So suppose I move employee ID to where there is relationship and I move it, it will still give error. Why? Incorrect syntax. Oh, sorry. I'm supposed to put comma. I'm not sure. It's not going to work. Trust me. Why? Sorry. I know why. This. Yeah.
Values.
Conversion fade. Why? Because we replace this place. Relationship is, if you look at this place. Because sometimes you want to troubleshoot database, you see, Vaka, you see, is here. Is it the last one? Isn't it? Sorry, it's in the third one. I now replace it with employee ID. Employee ID is what? It's a foreign key. It's integer. So it cannot be here. It has to be in its place, isn't it? It's the fourth. It's the fifth one. So I have to put it there. Fifth. Okay. Now, did you see that they omitted dependent ID because it's a primary key? You don't need to say because the primary key here is auto increment. You understand? Right? Is unique. So you don't need to put it there. You just omit it for primary key. Okay. So they didn't put department ID there because if you put it, let's see what will happen as well. I'm just trying to give you the error that will come up if you don't insert very well. Okay? So if I do it this way, already I've done that. I have to put comma here. So run it. It's still going to give error. Why? Sorry. It's supposed to give the right error. There are more columns in the insert statement than values specified in the values course. Why? Because it doesn't count the primary department ID as part of the column because it's a primary key. So I have to remove it and run it now. It now says one row is affected. So if I go back to this table now and view it and say select star from dependents, what will happen? I'm going to look for where we put 178. See, Dustin. So it's here now. So that's how to insert it. If I want to drop a table, I can drop a table. I can say drop. So I don't want to look at. So I can drop this table I just created now under which is courses. I can drop courses underscore manual. So there's difference between this and this. So it will run. So how will I drop it? So I have to go here. I don't really drop table anyway. So I want to drop tables.
Delete.
No, there's difference between drop.
Okay.
So what is different between, hey, I need to tell you this as well. There's delete. There is difference between delete
Truncate.
and truncate. Yes, well done. So there's difference. So what's the difference between truncate and delete?
Delete will get rid of everything, the values inside the table and the headings. All of them will go. But if you truncate a table, it will remove only the values and still preserve the column headings.
Okay, perfect.
For new values to go in.
Values. So now in this case, we are looking at drop. So we are dropping columns. No, table. So what is the command for table? So we are drop table. So we didn't put, so I would have said drop table, the table name. So that's how to do that. So if I drop it now, like in this case, they create this table. It won't work anyway. I'll remove the auto increment anyway. You don't need, in SQL, you don't need to put 1, 1. It will auto increment unless you specify directly that you want it by this way. So we'll just leave it this way. So we'll now say drop table. I'll just say drop table. So now if I say drop table, why? I'm still doing something wrong. Why is it putting, it's working now. So I've dropped it again, yeah. But I don't know why it's putting, well. So the same thing with courses manual. Let me remove that as well. I know why it's doing that. Because I've not refreshed it then. Okay, still the same thing. I don't know why it's putting right there. Okay, that's done. Let's go to continue now. I don't want to miss anything. So we all know the difference between date.
I'm not sure. Did it drop the courses manual? Okay, you should make it. Just...
Yeah, you have to refresh it too.
Okay.
So let's refresh it. It's okay. Yes, it's dropped it now. Yeah, because it said commands completed successfully. So that's why I know. I just leave it that way. So
Michael, excuse me, Michael.
Yeah.
Drop table and delete table. How do they differ? What's the difference?
Yeah, I think the difference is, for example, you can't say, how will I put it this way? There is a difference, but if I remember, so let's do it together now. So let's do what we did now, and then we'll be able to identify it now. It's better to do it than to. So when you drop, I think you can. So we have already created this now. If you delete, we not delete. I don't think you can delete table. You can delete what is inside the table. But you drop, we remove the table name. So
can we try?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I want to remember, but I know that we delete from. So when I delete that, you can't delete table. You delete the content in the table. So we'll do it now. Is that okay? So let's try delete first. Okay. So let's say delete.
Please, can you refresh?
Okay, refresh. It's here now, emergency contact. So if I say, if you have any question, we are not creating table. We have already done that. So in case you want to ask questions, so if we say delete from emergency contact, yeah. Yeah. If I do this alone, yeah, I think I've explained in our first video. Sorry, I'm tired tonight. So if I say this, look at what will happen. It's going to delete everything inside the emergency contact.
Now
You know,
select the table. Let's see what it looks like.
no, what happened? I know what happened. Wait, Shukrudi. So there's difference, which I've told you now, is when you delete, it only deletes the content in emergency contact. So I would demonstrate it now by creating a kind of a column there. So I'll just say, let me insert something inside it. Want to insert something? It's better to insert something inside this place. Is that okay? So that we can design it. So I will enter value there. Oh no, sorry. How will I enter value? Why am I doing this? So I'll say edit top 200. So that one is better. So let me put.
But Michael,
Yeah.
before you insert values,
Yeah.
were there no values in emergency contact already?
No, there was no value. That's what I wanted to do. So that you see it deletes it. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So employee ID 123. So that's okay. Why is he saying this? It's given okay, it's okay now. I'm supposed to press tab. The data in row 1 was not committed. No row was updated. Why is it saying that? Okay, it's fine now. All right. So I'll save it. So now it has data. So if I do this now, delete, 1 row is affected. In our earlier lesson, which I said, you have to say delete from, for example, you want to delete something. You cannot say you want to delete everything in a table. It must be that you want to delete something. So you have to say where. Don't always say delete from. You have to use where. So, and where the condition will meet, it might be where application is equal to certain, or where employee ID is 10, where employee ID is less than. So always make sure before you use delete, you have to think critically before you use it, or else you're going to delete all the content in the table. But for drop, it's going to remove the table now. So see now that we will refresh it. There's nothing there now again. You see, there's nothing in there. Sorry, if you want to know, you go here. Nothing is there again, but it still preserve the column header. So if I say drop table, it's going to remove the table. Okay. So it's going to remove it now. So we won't see it again. That's the difference. I hope we're okay now. Okay. So, but delete, you have to be careful while using it. Is it okay for us now? Can we move on? Okay. Update, delete. Update. We can use update as well. Update simply means you have to be careful as well while using update. So you have to use it to where condition. So we will use it as well. In this case, we want to update employees. We can say, I want to update employees table. So I say, I want to update a last name of someone whose employee ID is equal to 12. So in other words, it's going to look for employee ID that has 192 and look for the last name column and then change it to what? Lopez. So if I do this now, it's going to change it to what? Lopez, isn't it? So if I say select from employees, even if it's the same name, it's still going to replace it, isn't it? So let's look at it. 1 row affected is last name 192, have we? My God. You see, Sarah Lopez. Now, suppose I don't want to do this, but for our sake, should I do it? Suppose I said I remove where. I don't want to. I want to. You can change multiple column and say where employee ID in. I can say 19. I can say 19. I think I've told us how to use in. I can say where we have 191, 192, and then do this. And then it's going to change both 191 and 192, 193 to Lopez. So if I do that, it means it's going to change that one also to Lopez. Okay. Now, what about if I didn't use where? Look at what will happen. It will change everything to Lopez. That means I'm spoiling this database. I don't want to spoil this database, but it's going to change everything. You get what I'm trying to do now. So it's going to change everything. Should we do it? Or we shouldn't?
Don't.
Okay.
No.
All right. It's okay. You know the beauty of why I don't like SQL is this. You cannot roll back in SQL, but in Oracle you can roll back. So suppose in Oracle you did this. What will happen is that you can roll it back and go back to your previous. So that's the weak point. Yeah. So Microsoft is not. I don't know. Maybe they are sleeping when they design it. Okay. Right. We're still going to use case. So please, if someone can write it down, case and exist. We're going to use it a lot in subquery, advanced scripting. So that's it for us now. Yes, good one. Okay, let's do dates. Let us do dates. So we're going to go to W3 schools. That's the one that is good for us. I've looked at it last week, so I think it's good. Let's go for dates. All right. I intentionally go for dates. SQL. So let's go for dates. Hello. Is it not dates? No, I think, hold on for me, guys. I intentionally copied date for our, yeah. I think it's this one. I hope it's that one for us. Okay, I think I used this. So I found everything that we need for dates here on SQL. So, hey, I think this is what I said I'm going to use. These are all the things you are going to, when you are using SQL. Did you see all these things? You are going to be using it a lot in our complex query. Left, if you want to, like, for example, you are scripting and you want to calculate the number of length of a character, you want to have it converted to lowercase, L-trim, N-car. You see, you just practice. It's easy. You don't need to memorize it, as I said. You just need to know that this function exists. Right trim means that remove certain number of letters from the right of the character. You understand? Probably you have first name that is very long. You want to shorten some of the first name. All those things as well. So these are the ones we're going to do, but that's for advanced. That's why they put advanced in everything they have here. Okay. So then we're going to, we won't do this anyways for mathematics, but really we don't use it much unless you want to go for that function. So we'll use this in our next complex query. So let's go for dates. So now let's start with date stamp. This one doesn't work. I don't know why it's not working on our SQL, but it's supposed to work. Select current time. So let's do it now. But as we're doing it, now, did you see what happened here now? 219104. This is a date stamp that is in your SQL. I hope you have this link. I want everybody to have this link that I just copied so that you can practice it yourself. I will send it to the chat. The link okay. I'll send it so that people can practice dates. Okay. So now this is current time. All right. Now what we are going to do, because I want us to practice, I want us to create a table first, our own table here. And after creating the table, we're going to now create a time, a date stamp, a date column. So we are now going to be manipulating those date column. Okay. So my best advice is to do this so that we can create the table quickly. It's very, because that's what we do. Apart from reading it online, it's good to practice it yourself. But please, I want you to do exactly what I'm doing, because you'll be doing manipulation of these dates here today. So hold on. Okay, create table. I want to quickly do that. We've copied that. Because none of them has dates. That's why I'm trying to look for date for us. Create table. Okay. This one has. That's good. In fact, they have given us good one. In fact, this one has dates. So we'll use this one. So let's do this one. Look, we have already have a date. This one means date column. Is a date. The data type is date column. This one is integer. This one is employee. So we'll create this. So let me say date, taking date and end date. Let me create another one. End date. I'll call it date as well. Okay. All right. So I've created that now. So I'll now run it. So command is run successfully now. So now I have a column now. What I wanted to do now is that I'm going to insert to. So let's do insert to. Let's do it together. Insert to trainees. Let's do it together. People can tell me now, please? Insert
Into
trainings. Yeah. What will I now do?
values.
But it's not always good to write values, you know.
Okay.
Why you can do that is going to work, that you just write the value straight away, since you know we just create the table. But you must always write this first. Employee ID. You understand? But the employee ID, comma, course ID. The reason is because if you write it straight away, if someone wants to troubleshoot your code, probably you didn't put create table before. You are just writing the script straight away. They will know which one belongs to which one.
Right.
Okay. All right. So taking dates before you write, and they have to be in order as well. Okay. End dates. And then what happened? We will ignore what? The primary key. Isn't it? Because primary key, you don't need to insert into it. Remember, values. So what we will do now with values, employee ID, let's say 12. It's an integer. Course ID, 17. Then taking date, I can say now, look at what I'll do. Remember we said, we'll now say what? Current timestamp. We just want to use that because we want to be manipulating this as practice, okay? I'll just put current, okay, timestamp. And then what next? I'm sorry. Let me put the same thing there because I don't know. Don't know why it's underlined. I hope it will work. What am I doing? Sorry. People didn't correct me. Are you people listening?
That's the wrong column name.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh my God. Control Z is not working. Oh, hey. Where is undo? And I was trying to undo. I was pressing on.
Control Z.
Yeah, I'm tired already. Anyway, so I'm happy that we are moving on, but sorry for today's slowness and everything, but it's fine as long as we are fine. So we should be fine now. We have already created the table. It won't create this table again. So let me remove it or it will give error. So execute. Now one row is created now. Now if I go now, I say select from trainings. So we have the data. See what happened?
The two dates are the same.
No, I didn't call it.
The
No, I
start,
was using. Yeah,
the
no,
start date and the end date.
yeah, it's okay. But I'm not expecting this. I'm expecting a long one so that we can manipulate it. But don't worry, we can always change it. Current stamps, that's what we use. But it's supposed to, remember when we say select timestamp, it brings long dates. Do you know why?
One.
Good. I will tell you why. If you go here, okay, employees, column, and that's one of those things we have to learn as well. Anyway, is it employee we create the table on or no?
Trainings.
Trainings, refresh. Now you go here, trainings, you go to your columns, taking dates, you can say modify. You see this date here? Yeah. You have to select what kind of date should it be.
Mm.
So I can say probably it's date time. I'm not sure. It's supposed to have format, probably. Let's see if it's normally it won't. But don't worry. I think I've said the SQL. Normally the SQL should give long. Anyway, regardless of that, we'll move on with that. Let's cancel it. Don't worry. I'm expecting it to give. So let me use date here. Let me see if it's going to change it to long formats. Oh, I'm not happy with that. I'm looking. We have to. We are going to work it like that, and then we'll be manipulating that one like that. If not, let's just leave it that way. Okay, we'll be manipulating it. We can change it, but it's nonsense. If it's not, it won't work because we have already inserted it. So don't worry. Anyway, it's already have it now. We already have this. So we want to manipulate it now. We want to say, we want to now start using all the functions that we have here in W3 schools. So where's the other function? So let's try another one for ourselves. Yeah, this is the one I'm trying to talk about. There's what we call convert. Now, convert is not only for integer or anything. Sometimes it's for date purpose.
Changing the data type. Cast and convert.
So, yeah, but in this case, we're going to be using convert. Okay. Now, we're going to use convert. And how will you use convert now? Is if you look at this now, they say convert the data type. That is, you want it, what kind of length do you want? So the length is this one that you can see, the value, the data type, the length. Okay. So the data type is, it can be vehicle or something like that. Length, which is optional, you can put it there, or expression or style. So for example, they say convert this one. No, I'm looking for dates. So like this one now, convert an expression from one data type to another. Suppose you have something like date time like this. I want to convert it to another type, 101. What you want to do, let's use this one as an example for our script. So if I say, I will tell you what we will do. 101 means I'm going for 101. I want the date format to be this. Did you see month, date, and year, US? That means I'm using US format. You don't need to memorize this. So what you would do is go here. Let me just convert it there. I'll just type it. We already know, yeah. So I'll just say select. Look at what I'll do. Select convert vehicle. All right. I can say select. And what's the first one? Employee ID. Comma. Convert vehicle. And I will now put the name here. What's the name of the second column name? We wrote date taken or taking date or whatsoever. Taking date.
Or date taken.
And
Date taken.
is it date taken?
I can't remember.
No, it's taking dates. It's okay.
Taken date.
Yeah, I think it's here. So it's taking dates. So let's see what's going to give to us. Oh,
You didn't spell the employees well.
Yeah, I think. Thank you.
Still wrong. 2 Y's.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Employee. Oh. So many spellings wrong tonight, though. Sorry. Did I just spell it right?
The comma is not needed. The comma after employee ID. Do we need a comma there?
Taking date. So it's the taking date is the problem now.
Okay.
Employee. Did I pronounce it well? Why? We need it now.
Okay.
Because it's a separate it's a separate column.
Mhm.
So taking date. So why is it not working? Invalid column name, taking date. Oh, and people didn't remind me from trainings. So now you could see it has converted it to the format now. Did you see it now? It has changed it. The format was, so if, for example, the format was initially, what's the other one? End date. All right. See the format before, but it now converted it to what? To American one, the 101 we see now, yeah? So I can say I can say that one as American dates. I can even say comma and put course ID again.
Mm.
So you can change it to whatever you like, isn't it? Because this one doesn't require. So I can run it again. Do you see now? I manipulated this to be. So that's the purpose of convert. So you can go to here and look at the list of what you have here. You see now month, date here. You can use 102, you can use 103, or I can use 100. So let's use 100. That's the one I was trying to see if it's going to give it to me. So it's going to say Monday, month, sorry, what's yeah, month, days, year, hour, minutes. So let's try it. 100. So let's do it. See it now, April 11, 2019. Did you see it now? That's it for that one. So for 102, let's try 102 and then we end it there and then look for another type of date format. So you can select which one you want. Okay, it was already in 102 before. And let's try 104. No, this one is not common. Now, so it's correct. 209. Yeah, it's correct. Dots. So it's okay for me. I don't want to try everything. I think the most common one. Let's try 126. Did you see? Do you guys notice something that is not in hour minute? Which I've told you. The reason is because the way the date is set in my system is only for date. It should be date hour. So I have to change it in my tools and options or something like that. So I have to go to tools, options. I can't remember where it is, but you can set it somewhere. So it's my SQL. So in your own, it might not be so, it might be long. That's why I say you should do it on your system. Do we have dates here? I don't have it here. So if I have it, I'll let you know. But all the same, some might have hour, minutes, long one. You want to now do it, and then you can, manipulate it. Let's move on for that. Let's not use current date anyway. Let's move on to another one. Sorry. Oh my God. There's a lot to cover on dates. Yeah. We've done dates. That's done for convert. Then we use cast. You can use cast as well. But cast is not common. But you can use cast. So you cast something as something. Now, I'll tell you something how to use cast. So let me show you how to use cast now. So I can say cast in that part now. So I can say cast. This taking dates, isn't it? As what? So what will I do now? As date time. Do you think it will work? I need help. I still made mistake. So what's the mistake now? Guys, yes, that's where I'm going to. What's my mistake? Cast taking date. I'm following the example here. But what happened? As date time. I didn't put X. So look at what happened. It puts it as date time here. Now, it puts 000. The reason why it is because it can't find the time, exact time, because it's blocked by the system. So it's going to put 00 unless I enable it on my system. I think it was disabled on my system. But normally, if it is switch on, then the format will be probably 10:20 now, 10:20 p.m., something like that. So now I can say, no, I don't want this date time. I want it as another type. So you will see something here now. Did you see date, date time 2, date time offset? I can say as, date time 2 is going to execute it as this way. So it will change, but it's not really common. Okay. So that's the purpose of convert and everything. So if I go to convert again, I want to see if I can give another example. Yes, there's one I wanted to talk about. It's called formats. I've not talked, if you've talked about format before. Format is very important. You format to what you want, and that's the best one. So I can say formats. I'm not sure if it's the best way. They didn't put it there, but I know format is common. Format taking dates, comma, and I will now say y, dd, hopefully. But if not, I'm going to quickly look at the query. So what happened is, anyway, we have to do it now, please. It's important. Rather than looking for code, you can use formats to do that. So that's what we're going to do now. Quick. If it's not here, it should be here. Format here. It's here. Perfect. So, yeah. So format should be working. So I don't know why it's not working in mine. So I'm formatting taking dates as YYY. So why is it not working? So we have to Google it because that's the last one you don't want to forget. It's very important. It's so important. Rather than looking for, sometimes you have to go through the list, trying to look at 102, which type of date format. You don't want to do that. So use format SQL for dates. Unless SQL. So, yeah. Oh, I was the one that made mistake. I now realize like I didn't quote it. All right. So I have to quote it. So see what happened now. Eh? What happened? No, it shouldn't be. Oh, hold on. Let me use this first. Probably doesn't like the date format. No, I'm still missing something. Yes, format taking dates. No, let me read the tutorial. We have to fix this one. Because it's the easiest one and I need to mention it. That's why I'm format value get date, which we get here. We are not using get date because we are using that taking date. Yeah, we've done it. So why? Yeah, we are right. Oh, maybe that date format doesn't exist, probably in that. So some date format might not support it, but there should be YYYYDD. I don't know why. I'm surprised. Huh. DD YYYY. It's strange. Okay, it's okay now. But still, it's 00/2019, the month where we are. I think it's my date format in my system. That's why. Can someone type this for me in their system? Use this. I want to see if it's going to convert it. So use this. Can you try that and
What?
see?
The whole of that script?
Yes. No, this one, only this. Format, get date, DD, YYYY. I think we are going to still continue with this date. So, and we are going to use it in projects. Are we fine with that as well? To use in projects because it's interesting.
Date seems to be the easiest thing in SQL, isn't it?
It's easy, yeah, but it's good to know that because the way I show it to you, but people struggle to, you understand, manipulate. But later when you do project, you understand because it's the way I'm introducing it now. Because the complex part of it is that trying to calculate date difference, trying to use UTC and so on and so forth.
What? Open bracket, get date.
Yeah.
Then.
So let me use this.
We've not closed the bracket.
You said?
We've not closed the bracket. After get date is inside the bracket.
Yeah, it's okay, yeah.
We didn't close it. There's another bracket after get date. So shouldn't there be another bracket to close wrap?
No, I've wrapped everything, so it's okay. It's running here now. So something's wrong with this. I think maybe there was a conversion. Oh, I know what to do. I'll put that end date here and see what's going to happen. It's working, so don't worry.
Okay.
I think the date format, it can't convert it. I think we convert it to another date time, probably. That's why it's giving the problem. So if I run this now, it's going to be correct. But it's putting 00 as months. I don't know why, but it's getting this as. So I have a wrong date on my SQL server for this one. So, boys, you should be fine. Use this, okay? Use format, the date column, which is end date, and then you can put it this way. So, which is okay. What some people do sometimes is they make sure that what they are formatting is in the right format, is in the date format. All right, before you can't just say you want to convert anything like that to date. Though I can convert this long number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to date. If I say this now, it might still work because I'm saying convert that format. Oh, it won't work. But some might be in form of date, and it's going. If it's a date format, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this, it can still convert it. If it's a date format, so, but I would advise that you use formats rather than using cast or convert. Okay, it's more easy to do. I will give date project as well, so I'll include it so that I'll practice more on that. Cancel. I don't want to close now. I know we are late now. Let me just look for other things. Date difference. Jesus. There's date difference here. You see, you want to calculate date difference between. You see, that's why we have to, let's finish for now. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to try to write a script to insert date into the database. And in that script, we're going to make it go back 1 year before. And then we are now going to make date difference. We're going to use date difference. Date difference simply means that give me the result in years calculation. Give me the result in months calculation. So if you do this now, you say -6. -6 means 6th year calculation. If I change it to months, what is going to happen? 6 times 12, what is that?
72.
So it's going to say 72. So it's resulting there. Is that okay for us? So that's it, calculation between dates. So it might be column rather than I can say between end date and I can say between, is it end date and date taking, Abby? Taking dates. It won't run here, don't worry, guys. So I'll just go here, copy. I'll go to our SQL table. Okay, I'll just copy it here. I'm highlighting them because I just want to run this alone. So what's happening? You shouldn't quote it because it's a variable for this one. But if you are trying to create a table, you have to quote them, isn't it? I mentioned it there. Why isn't it not working? Month, taking dates, yes. End date, we're right. As stated, oh, you shouldn't put semicolon here because it doesn't finish code. 0, there's no difference. Okay, there is a 0 difference because it's the same date. Do you remember that is the same date?
Mm-hmm.
So if we modify it now, taking date. If I say properties, no, what should I do, guys? I say, so let me change this date to 2017. Okay. So let's run it again. 24 months. Do you see date difference is 24? Is that okay? So do we have any question? Let's leave this. We'll continue with this date stuff on Sunday, and then I'll introduce you to more of complex scripting. Are we ready for Tableau, or we are not ready yet? Let me just leave it for now. Any question? Do we understand today's lesson? What do you need? Because I need to ask, what do we need in terms of this SQL? Because we need to deliberate quickly and see what do we think we need to do, because I find one materials I'm going to send to you guys. I'm still going to send materials on SSRS building. I don't have on scripting, but I found materials for us. So in this one, I'll show it to you. Maybe I should send to you to start practicing. This one is a very good one. It's going to help us to challenge ourselves. So I'm going to send you this. This is your challenge. Khan Academy. Let me see if it's this one. Relational queries. Okay. No, it's this one. I'm coming. Okay. So I'll show you this one now. We'll continue with dates. I hope you enjoyed this date lesson and other things, but
those dates are very annoying.
so this is one of the things you are going to be working on. You see, this one is long, so we'll be doing this together. This is one of the challenge. We have created a database for customers. There is answer for this, so don't worry. We'll go through it together. And the others, not all of these customers have made orders. However, come up with a query that lists the name and email of every customer, followed by their item and price order they have made. Use a left lower join so that a customer is listed even if they have made no orders, and don't add any order by. So they have already written this, but you are going to rewrite it or something like that. Okay. So these are one of the things that we're going to do. Okay. So these are the challenge we're going to work on. One of them, step 1, step 2, we have other ones as well. It's challenge 1, then challenge 2 is there. So I think we understand this. So let's do this together. It creates customers. Okay. The person first create a table. So I want to create a table. The ID is the what is integer, primary key, auto increment. It will work in SQL. I think the one of SQL doesn't have underscore. So name is test.
Text.
But do you think there is test in SQL? No.
String.
Is there even string in SQL? There's no string in SQL and Oracle as far as I know.
Okay.
There is string, but it's not called string.
String in SSIS. The data type. String.
And that's SSIS. This is SQL, my brother. So let's look at it, because me, I don't. So let's look at data type here. So let's look for string. Probably it might be there. I don't know. I only use VK and NK. So rather than using, you can use VK and VK. So you see, there's test for long. But in this case, test is for long one. Maybe you want to type a long list, like 2,000 words, 3,000 words. Okay, it's not for first name, last name, something like that. I think VK can even do that anyway. But people don't use test as much. So there's no string. Okay, there's test, which is here. All right. So let me just do that. And then email test as well. Insert into customers. Now, the same thing. Name, email, values, Dr. Who, and so on. Insert into is a common thing you already know, isn't it? Create table orders as well. Another one. We create another one. Insert into. Now, the person is now asking you. Not all the, so you are going to compare these two in one of your challenges. to make the others, you are going to create data inside it first, and then you now do left join. So that's our first challenge. And then second challenge, so it's one of those things we are going to do together as preparing us for our project. Okay. So then we'll have all the materials, the answers, so that we can always go back to it. So it's like 60 of this we're going to do together. 60 of these different ones. We'll do it together. We'll understand it together. You ask questions. And then we'll go to the project. Any question?
No.
Should I even send you guys the Tableau now, the link, so that you can go and download it? I've been lazy now. Let me just send it to us. G Drive.
Mhm.
Where is it? Conference call, balance diet live, G Drive. Okay. So I've already prepared it already, so there's
Okay.
no problem. So I'll just create the link here now. So this is the first one. How will I do it now? So I'll stop recording. Bye for now. Don't go. I just stop recording. So